give you some hints and tips in how to make your color process the most successful. So the first step is in formulation. We want to talk about how to examine the hair. The best way in formulation to examine the hair is to first be conscious of the light, the natural light coming in and how it shows through the hair. So the first step is to take the hair, hold it in the light and move it around. The first step in formulation is to determine what is the level. In this level, we recognize that it's a medium brown, level 4. If we were to lift this level, we would expose an underlying warmth, which is red. This hair has been color treated. We have colored the hair with a combination of tones. And to identify those tones, we first have to be aware of the natural light and how the natural light shines through and reflects off the hair. And now we want to help with some hints and tips to help with the technical side of our application. Remember to add a conservative amount of product around the hairline, enough to cover the hair but not oversaturate. The benefit to doing that is that the hairlines will stay clean and we don't produce any staining on the skin that's unnecessary. It's always good to remember to use your tools wisely. It's always good to remember to section with your comb. This will give you cleaner sections as you apply in your solid color application. And now we have our blending color technique. Blending color into the hair can be done through our foil work and also through our freehand technique. The benefit to doing foil work is that it adds the most conservative amount of product into the hair, the end result looking soft and natural. In our blending color technique, it's important to be aware of the natural hairline. We'll always follow the natural hairline and we'll mirror that when we enter into a section. So the first step into sectioning is to first be aware and to recognize that your client may be dressing her hair back if the length is longer. If she's dressing her hair back and we're working with a blending color technique, it's important to know that the blending of the natural color and the lighter color must show through the hairline. When we're working with our blended color technique, it's important for us to know what angle that we're working at and why. The benefit to working through from the side of the head, we would be working at about a 45-degree angle. No matter what technique you use, that diagonal angle will allow for each color to fall softer and more diffused, meaning that you'll have a soft wash of tones. With our blending technique, we'll be working with two different types of techniques within that. That would be a weaving and a slicing technique. The weaving is good to think about the width of your weave. With our weaving technique, we'll use the end of a needle comb and we'll skim the surface of a subsection. The finer that we weave, the softer the end result will be. When weaving, it's important to be aware of the depth of the weave. The depth of the weave will equal the distance from the scalp. So it's very important to keep a shallow weave. I like to put my hand over the subsection and then skim off the surface of that subsection. What we're looking to do is to add color through our weaving technique and also through our slicing technique. Your weave will add a more conservative amount of product. Your slice will add more. A slice is a continuous line of hair with no separation in between. Slicing off the top of a subsection will allow more product to show through. It's important to know that if the weave were to fall through on a horizontal angle, it would add more definition, more distinct pieces showing through the hair. So you would consider working over surface areas, such as a natural parting. It would be important to consider working with a micro weave, meaning that the weave would be the smallest in width and distance apart. That would result into a softer blend of color over the surface. It's important to know that the angle that you apply is going to result in the amount of definition that you see. When we're working on a horizontal angle and we're working from the bottom of the fringe to the top of the fringe, the benefit to using a horizontal angle is you'll see the definition come through. If we want a softer, more diffused look, within the fringe, it would be important for us to work through the fringe on a diagonal angle. The result would be a more blended, softer look.